My name is Charlotte Richardson-Deppe. I am a third year. I am majoring in studio art and gender, women's, and sexuality studies. I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota originally, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I had no idea I was going to be a studio art major before I came to Grinnell College, which I think is sort of interesting because I think sometimes the art kids sort of sort themselves out at an earlier age, but for me actually I never knew I was interested in making visual art at all, because I think I like many other kids internalized that if you can't draw realistically from life, then you can't be an artist. So I was I clearly can't be an artist. But actually I got to Grinnell College, and since then I've just been doing so much studio, and it's all I want to do all the time, which is great. I had a background in lots of performing arts. I was in the circus, which is kind of a fun fact. So I did aerial arts and theater and dance, and performed as a circus artist with a youth circus in St. Paul. I think that still informs my work in some ways, just because I'm a very physically minded person, and I love climbing things and touching things, and I think that's I've done a lot of sculpture. That's one of my main mediums, and I think that really informs that, because I love interacting with objects, and I like combining sculpture and dance, or sculpture and performance in different ways. So in a lot of the art that I've made for sculpture classes or other art classes, I've ended up making sculptures or installations that you then interact with, or that I perform with, or that I video myself dancing or interacting with. One project I actually did this past summer for my summer research with my dance professor is I thought about how drawing is research, and is if you're thinking about investigating something, right? In English you read about it and you discuss it, and in biology you might do tests on it, or chemistry you might take samples, but in drawing you're observing so closely, and you're drawing so, there's a focus and a concentration that's so intimate, but it's seen as doodling or fun, but it's so wow, you are really doing research, that is serious research. So I actually, to conclude my summer research, I'm going to have a poster. I'm a part of a poster session in a couple weeks, where I just have this poster that's just drawings. It's the same template as a Noise Science poster, except I hand drew every element of it. So all the boxes behind the text, and all the text that's says your section and your classes, I just hand drew everything, and then all the content of research methods, everything is just my drawings, which I think is a kind of funny joke, I guess. But yeah, I just think people say all the time I can't do art, as if it's something that's unnatural and you need to have a special gift to be able to do it, and that's just so foreign, because it's the same if everyone was required to take an intro art class just like you were required to take an intro English class, making art projects is the exact same thing as writing an essay for an English class. You have to come up with a really cohesive argument, and then put it forth in a visual form, and it's just that the only difference is that it's visual and crafted instead of writing, but it's the exact same thing. And so I would say that all the people at Grinnell who never ever want to take art classes because they're too scared and stuff, that they definitely should.